All right, let's get right into one of the most chilling secret projects of the Cold War. It's a story that starts with this, surprisingly cheerful name, but it descends into a darkness that is, well, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
And we have to start with this quote. Just read it. It is the absolute soul of this story. This is a directive from a top U.S. official, a celebrated scientist, basically sanctioning body snatching in the name of patriotism.
So it's 1953. The world is on edge, right? Atmospheric nuclear testing is happening, and the U.S. government kicks off a secret program. And what do they call it? Project Sunshine. Seriously. But believe me, there was absolutely nothing sunny about it.
Its real purpose was incredibly grim. They were trying to track a silent poison that was literally contaminating the entire planet. And the project itself? It was intentionally kept secret from all of us for years, and as you're about to see, the reasons why are just unbelievably cynical.
So, what was this poison that had scientists so spooked they were willing to do anything? To really get the fear that drove this whole thing, we need to dig into the science just a little bit.
The main threat, the one that an earlier study called Project Gabriel had flagged, was this stuff, strontium-90. It's basically an unstable, radioactive version of a natural element, and it's a huge part of nuclear fallout.
Okay, now here's the really nasty part about how strontium-90 works. First off, its half-life is almost 30 years, so it sticks around in the environment for a long, long time. But here's the kicker, the part that makes it so terrifying. Our bodies mistake it for calcium.
And this just lays it all out, the path from a bomb blast straight into our bodies. Because it mimics calcium, scientists literally called it bone-seeking. It gets inside you and irradiates your bones from within. And who does it target the most? Infants and young children, whose bones are growing so rapidly. This awful biological fact created the need for the project's most ghoulish work.
So you have this huge scientific problem, right? But it created this moral black hole. And one man, a famous, celebrated scientist, gave the official green light to cross a line that should never, ever be crossed.
Meet Dr. Willard Libby. This guy was a giant, a Nobel Prize winner, for heaven's sake. His work with radiocarbon dating completely changed fields like archaeology. He was also a very powerful commissioner for the Atomic Energy Commission.
And then in 1955, that same Nobel laureate publicly says this. He took a disgusting idea, body snatching, and twisted it into an act of patriotism. This wasn't some off-the-cuff remark. This was a directive. It's just staggering.
And he didn't just stop there. Oh no. He told them exactly who to target. He pointed them straight at stillborn babies, basically exploiting a gray area in medical ethics and the absolute worst moment of a parent's life to get the samples he wanted without anyone making a fuss. It was cold and calculated. So with that authorization from the very top, Project Sunshine morphed into this secret global operation to harvest human tissue, specifically from the most vulnerable people on Earth, people who had no voice. The scale of this is just mind-blowing. Look at that number, over 1,500 samples. This wasn't some small rogue lab. This was a massive international body-snatching ring that stretched across the world, all built on lies. And here's the really twisted irony. The data they got did help. It helped scientists understand fallout and eventually led to the 1963 Partial Test Ban Treaty. A good outcome, achieved through the most horrific means imaginable.
So you had the public story, this noble goal of protecting humanity. And then you had the secret reality. They were systematically lying, stealing body parts from dead babies, and never, not once, getting consent from the grieving families. And if you want to understand the sheer cruelty of it all, just listen to this one story. A mother was not allowed to dress her own baby for the funeral. Why? Because doctors had secretly removed her baby's legs. Can you even process that? They mutilated a child's body and then denied a mother her last moments just to cover up their crime. It's monstrous. So you have to be wondering, how in the world did something this dark stay a secret? And how did it finally come out? Well, it was a very, very long road.
Yeah, this wasn't some quick exposé. The name of the project actually leaked out back in 1956, but the real story, the whole truth about the global body snatching, that took decades, all the way until the 1990s, for an official investigation to finally confirm how horrific it all was. And when we finally found out why they kept it a secret for so long, it's just infuriating. It had nothing to do with national security.
Zero. It was all about avoiding a public relations disaster, about avoiding embarrassment, about avoiding getting sued. It was a cover-up to protect themselves and their nuclear testing program.
And get this wasn't some panic decision. It was official policy. It was a formal, written-down rule that existed before Project Sunshine even started. If an experiment could get them in legal trouble or make them look bad, they were ordered to keep it secret. They planned to cover their tracks right from the beginning.
You know, the story of Project Sunshine is just a chilling, infuriating lesson. It proves that even a noble goal like scientific discovery or national security can never, ever be an excuse to violate basic human rights. And it leaves us with this huge question, a question that's just as important today as it was then. When science is working for the government, who is looking out for us?